whatever it is. Welcome in episode 15, BBL Sports Talk, the Big Boys League. I just got water tonight. It's my Jordan flu game. Been under the weather a little bit. But excited to talk some sports. Lots to get into this week. Jet's got the DraftKings merch on tonight when he shows his hat. I'm on Raw jersey.
Shout out Nick Virgo, so should I say Dr. Virgo?
The Doc. Good evening, Jets. Episode 15. Crazy. Stacking them up. Jet, real quick, I gave a shout out to your hat in the intro, but just show the boys what you're repping tonight. When
DK swag.
He's loaded with the DK swag. He drives a DraftKings Cadillac.
It's wrapped. It's got the DK wrap.
Got the DK wrap.
You get that when you lose $100,000 on DK. So
in an hour on blackjack.
You gotta get those numbers up.
We gotta go higher. Oh, all right. Well, let's just hop right into it. Joey, you've been bringing the hot takes that you've been going through. Listeners have been dropping hot takes, and you're picking one or two to kick the show off with. So, if you're watching this, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, drop a hot take in the comments, and we will break it down. We might break it down on next week's episode. But Joey, I'm excited to hear what you got for us tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited for you guys to talk about this hot take because it doesn't really pertain to me, but I thought it was an interesting one. Shout out to this listener that submitted, Rich Rod should have had 2 more years and he would have won a Big Ten title.
No. I have no comment on that one.
Both no's from you guys. Well, this is not a parody hot take. This is a true bluer that submitted this one. I don't know. Maybe he likes what Rich Rod's doing. Where's he at now? Jackson State?
Jacksonville State. Yeah. Or Jackson State or Jacksonville State. Yeah. No, hey. Like what he's doing at Jacksonville State. Like what he did at West Virginia. It just didn't translate at Michigan.
Wasn't he at Arizona, too, for a little bit?
He was. He was out in Zona for a hot second.
Who's
didn't work
UMass?
there. Oh,
what's that?
At UMass. This is going to tick me off. I don't know.
Les Miles?
When in doubt.
Good guy.
When in doubt.
Yeah, that's my Trevor Ariza.
I will give you an honest take on the Rich Rod thing. Whoever submitted that is hot. That's a crazy take. I will go here and say, like with Brady Hoke coming in, Rich Rod probably could have had more success than Brady Hoke if he got 2 more years. But the Rich Rod era started okay and then started deteriorating pretty quickly. He was getting worse, not better. And maybe you need to fact check me on that. But I just remember being excited at the beginning of the Rich Rod era. And then with each passing game, it was getting worse and worse, is what it felt like as a young Michigan fan. So, crazy. Would they have won a Big Ten title? 0 chance. Not with those Ohio State teams.
No.
But appreciate Don
appreciate
Brown,
the submission.
UMass, by the way.
Yes, he was. That was a hot take last week.
Yeah,
that was the hot take last week.
Some Don Brown.
Love these hot takes, guys. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Turn the heat up a little bit, Jet. I know you're a State fan, but
whether you think Rich Rod would have won a Big Ten title?
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you think he had it in him? Jet, do you think he had it in him?
If I do remember, I think Hoke actually had a good first year with Michigan, right?
Yeah.
I think he had a good first 2 years. Those were all Rich Rod guys.
That's true.
I don't think Hoke was a good coach. So I don't know. I think Rich Rod could maybe recruit. Gosh, that was back with Urban Meyer, though, so Big Ten kind of ran through Ohio State. I'm going to say no, but I don't know. Who knows?
Hurts me to say that about Ohio State, but yeah, I don't think Rich Rod was the right coach. And before we get off this topic, I will just say, like, if you go back and you look at the players that Rich Rod and Brady Hoke recruited at Michigan, some studs. And I think if you ever want a case for how much coaching matters, look at the Harbaugh's roster. That 2016 Michigan team that really should have gone to the college football playoff, that should have beat Ohio State, the JT was short spot game, that was all Brady Hoke players. And so I just think it goes to show Brady Hoke, won 6-7 games with that team, and 2 years later Harbaugh had him, contending for the Big Ten championship. Technically, kind of did in 2015 too, but both those guys could recruit, but they couldn't coach. Shout out to the listener for the hot take. Sorry if we burst your dreams there, but I do not think Rich Rod was winning a Big Ten title at Michigan. All right. We'll get into the new segment. This is becoming maybe my favorite segment.
Call me asparagus.
The who's who of the week. And I went first last week, so we're gonna snake draft this. Stark, you're gonna go first for us tonight.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. What?
Yes, you are.
No, I'm
yes,
not.
you are. Who is who for
Who's
you
who?
this week? Who's who?
Amon-Ra St. Brown is the Randy Moss of Julian Edelman's.
Wow. I like that.
All right,
I
I'm
love
not
that.
breaking shit down for you guys ever. If you want to break it down, do it in the comments. My brain, good luck. That's what I got for you.
No,
like
that
that.
one is. I don't even think you need to break that down. That's pretty
Yeah,
self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I like that.
Thanks.
I like that one.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Thought about that one all day.
You what?
Yup.
All
Don't
right,
fuck with me.
Jet. Who is who
yeah.
for you?
Aiden Childs is the Christian Pulisic of Jameis Winston's.
Okay,
Wait a second. Is Christian Pulisic a soccer player?
Yes.
you got. There's no way the listeners watch soccer, so you got to break this one down.
Wait.
Yeah. Christian Pulisic for all my.
Way more athletic.
You don't know how this works because the middle guy does not have anything to do with who, the athletic prowess. It's basically how they are next up. So Christian Pulisic, up and coming rising star in the soccer world, next up, and Aiden Childs is the next up of Jameis Winston's. So I'm saying that his game is similar. See, you can explain yours. I can't explain mine.
I can explain mine.
Aiden Childs is next up.
I think you're wrong, by the way, of your way of understanding it. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
No, because I'm saying like Amon-Ra St. Brown is the Randy Moss of Julian Edelman. So I'm saying
He's the greatest of all time of Julian Edelman's.
He's the greatest Julian Edelman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking also big play material Julian Edelman or whatever
No.
you want. So what do you mean I don't know what I'm talking about? You just
The
said what I
middle guy-
thought.
The middle guy is not who they're like. It's like where they're at.
I know, but I was saying like Jamo. Okay, never mind.
We're on Jamo now. Oh, okay. Jet, I love it. I love
do
it.
like it.
I get it. I love it. You've made this comparison before, the Aiden Childs to Jameis Winston, and I think it's so perfect because Aiden Childs is electric, and he can throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he's going to make the most boneheaded fumble or interception or 2 or 3 of them in the same game. Super Jameis Winston-esque. I love it. And
Also quotability. I think that we're due for some good press conferences from him. Him saying, if you bet the over, like that had nothing to do with the other team's going to score a bunch of points too on us? Like you have no faith in our defense? Like
that was amazing. Because they ended up, what did that game finish? Like
10 to
7?
16.
Yeah.
10-16 first game.
16-10, and they didn't even score in the second half.
And I
yeah,
bet the
no.
over.
Stark fell for it. All right.
Probably
I will
did,
end
too.
with mine. My who is who of the week. Is Sam Darnold the Brett Favre of Josh Dobbs?
Wow.
Kept it. All three played for the Vikings at some point in their career.
I like
I don't
that.
even know if I need to break this down, but Josh Dobbs, serviceable quarterback, has kind of moved around the league a ton. Landed in Minnesota last year, had some success, but fell off. Wasn't able to continue that success. Sam Darnold doesn't look like he's going to stop, like he's going to slow down. I expected the Detroit game for him to kind of turn back into the Sam Darnold that we know. But I think he might be legit. I think he might be the Brett Favre of Josh Dobbs.
I like that. I also say moving forward, we don't explain it. Let's let the listeners decide.
Yeah, I agree.
With it. I'm with that.
I'm with it.
All right. That is the Who's Who of the Week. Also, if you are listening, you can comment. We would love to know who is your Who's Who of the Week. It might spring some ideas for us next week. And this is so funny to me. Like, I never not laugh when I see something like this on social media. So drop them in the comments, please. All right. Let's talk a little bit of Lions football.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to preview the game. We're going to talk about the Vikings game as well, but we have to start with the Jamo news. So, to the listeners, if you haven't seen yet, late Monday night, Eric Woodyard, Flint Town guy, shout out Eric, works for ESPN. He comes out and says that Jamo is facing a 2-game suspension for basically something showing up on his drug test that's against league rules. Now, the 2-game suspension, just so everybody knows, this is like the lowest suspension that you can get off of the PED list, which means it could have been something like Adderall, something in a protein shake that he didn't know was in there that he drank. It could be Sudafed. We have no idea what it is. What I want to talk about is the fact that the NFL didn't officially suspend him. So he's technically okay to play this week, although Dan Campbell says he doesn't expect him to play this week. But here's what I want to know about you guys. What was your first reaction when you saw the news? And does this change your opinion on Jamo? Jet, we're going to go to you first.
No, not in the slightest. When I first got the news, I was actually pissed. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Because I automatically assumed the worst. I'm thinking it was like, multiple game suspension for him doing steroids or some shit. Which, as you Bluers know, you never want, a Super Bowl or a national championship with an asterisk. So
That would be awful, wouldn't it?
yeah, I definitely, after hearing more news about it, I'm completely fine. League's just out to get us. They don't want to see us win. So I'm fine. Jamo's obviously fine. If this does become more serious, I would love us to get a wide receiver. Just because, not that I don't mind Khalif Raymond, but I think we need a little bit more depth at the position. I would hate if our 3 wide receivers were Tim Patrick, Khalif Raymond, and Amon-Ra. Obviously, Amon-Ra's a GOAT, but would like to see a little bit more depth there, especially because it feels like there's a ton of teams selling right now.
Yeah, and that's something that I want to talk to in a little bit. Talk to you guys about in a little bit as well. Just everybody's selling, but Cooper Kupp potentially on the trading block. I'm just going to throw that out there. Stark, kind of your opinion. What was your initial reaction, and does this change your trust in Jamo moving forward?
Listen, my trust in Jamo is unshakable. I'm not worried about that. And the other thing is, 2 games, big deal. If anything, it does prove that it's probably not that big of a deal. It's not like it's something that's gonna. And I also think he's probably a little bit under a microscope because of his history or whatever, but he'll be fine. He'll be back in 2 games. He'll be healthy, which is good. Now I'm not worried about that. I think Tim Patrick and Khalif Raymond can fill that spot for 2 weeks. I would like them to go get a wide receiver before a D end, because I just feel like the D ends we want to go get. And Adam, hear me out. I see that face you just made. Whatever D end we go and get, it's going to be expensive, and I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to say, don't do that, Joey. I know you want to sell out for the Super Bowl this year. Okay, no, okay, hold on. Let me finish my thought, or else I'll forget. But a wide receiver we can grab. Look what they got DeAndre Hopkins for. They got a 5th round pick for him, and I don't know if he's more than a rental. But what are we looking for? Like, we're not looking for a Myles Garrett rental where we're paying that much money. If we're looking for a rental that is not going to cost us a lot of money, that won't cost us a top 4 round pick, why not go get it? You know, like 5th round for DeAndre Hopkins. And he's old. He's not going to be due for like a big contract. But if you're going to fill that spot, go do that. And I think that's what we're going to see is if he does make a move, it's going to be underwhelming to our eye. We're going to say, that's not what we wanted. But I think what he'll do is it'll work, because it always does with Brad Holmes. So I think there are some interesting wide receivers that are probably on the market. I know, Joey, you're a Calvin Ridley guy. I would love Calvin Ridley in Detroit. That would be awesome. So, and Harold Landry. So I don't know if you saw that Tennessee's shopping him and package those 2 together. Harold Landry's awesome. He's got like 13 sacks in his last 16 games or something like that. So if Tennessee is selling house, let's see if we can take advantage of him. I want to take advantage of someone. I don't want to be taken advantage of.
Hot take.
Don't clip that.
Hot take, and that's getting clipped. And yeah, we're gonna get into the trade stuff here in a sec. I wanted to just give my take on the Jamo situation. I want to wait till we get more information, because we don't even know if he's suspended, and we don't know why he is suspended if he is going to be suspended. So I want to wait. One of the things that I just have to talk about, this pissed me off so much yesterday, is the reaction on Detroit radio, the reaction on Twitter of, this is Jamo's maturity level, and get rid of him, trade him. The local radio station in Detroit was throwing out trade scenarios of getting rid of Jamo before the trade deadline this season, saying there's 0% chance that we should re-sign him when his contract's up in a couple years. And I even heard the sentence, Khalif Raymond does everything that Jamo can do, that Jamo's replaceable. I just want to say, Jamo is a one of one. There is not another player in the league that can do what Jamo does. I mean, and Jamo doesn't put up these crazy numbers. He doesn't have crazy hands, but his speed, his length, his ability, his aura. Who's touching Jamo when it comes to aura in the NFL? Name one player.
Whole team voted Jamo most aura.
Most aura. But on a serious note, it's like you talk about players in the NFL that can, take a 5-yard slant to the house any given snap. You've got Tyreek Hill and Jamo. Those are the 2 guys that no matter where you get the ball in their hands, they have the chance to take it to the house. So, anyway, I just had to get that out. Well, Derrick Henry does it in another way.
Dude.
He's not doing it with speed and agility.
He's doing it with speed. He's fast as hell.
He does have some speed, but he's doing it a different way. But I just have to say, it just pissed me off. It pissed me off hearing that on Detroit radio, seeing that on Twitter, people throwing Jamo under the bus. We don't even know what happened. And Brad Holmes is,
it's an old head thing.
It's
an old head take. It's the old, my dad was like, he's a dumbass. And my dad is very negative about the Lions. He's a dumbass kid, blah, blah, blah. You know who's not a kid? Amon-Ra. And I'm like, I respect that, but we know he's not the smartest guy in the world, right? Are we all aware of that?
I don't know that.
Joey, come on. I mean, street smart, sure, okay, but I don't know. I think he's electric.
Test scores. I'm not gonna make those assumptions.
It's an old head take to be like, get rid of him, and that's all 97 is old heads.
Yeah, No, you're spot on. And we're gonna make a BBL guarantee on this podcast right now. I am guaranteeing that the Lions do not trade Jamo before the trade deadline. So, all right, getting off of that topic, let's talk about the game in Minnesota. We'll just go through really quick, recap it. Nightmarish start. I mean, just a nightmare of a start. I'm sitting at the bar watching the game. It's 4th and 7. And I jokingly go, fake it. Like, thinking there's just no way you fake the punt. Not in the first quarter on 4th and 7 at your own 30. And sure enough, they fake it. 2 plays later, 1 play later, touchdown, Aaron Jones. You're in a 10-0 hole. Just a nightmare start. And I just think it just shows what's the motto of this team. Grit. They fought their way back. They get the momentum back on their side. They take the lead. Then David Montgomery fumbles. They give up the lead. And then Jake Bates. We all love him. We've been excited for him all year. Putting it through at the end. So my question, you guys can give me a recap in the game as I ask you this question. But after the game Sunday, and Jet, we're going to go to you first. Were we watching the 2 best teams in the NFC?
No. I'm trying to think. You want me to expound on that, or you want me to recap the game? Because I do have a lot to talk about.
No, go ahead and recap the game. I was curious. I just kind of a talking point to start. Were we watching the 2 best teams in the NFC? You're saying no.
I'm going to say no. Gosh, people are going to hate me for this one, but I will explain why. I do still think it's us 1, Niners 2. I know that they lost to them. I know that the Niners have not looked good, but they have a ton of injuries. And I think that when that team is completely whole, I think that they're the second best team in the NFC for sure. Quick recap of the game. We don't need to talk too long-winded on it, but Brian Branch, unreal.
Oh,
and I'm a man. I'm man enough to say when I'm wrong. I normally like to die on my takes, but I think Goff's contract is very adequate to how he's playing this season.
He's unreal.
He's the best quarterback in the NFL outside of maybe Lamar Jackson right now. He's by far and away playing definitely worth all of his money. And I hate to do this, but comparatively to other contracts, it's looking like the best contract in the NFL. I mean, Trevor Lawrence's contract is like
Dak Prescott. Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson's is like that. That's a franchise ruiner.
Russell Wilson.
Whoa. Russell Wilson's contract for the Steelers looks great.
that is the best contract in football. Yeah, that's the best. I'm talking about his contract with the Broncos. They're still paying.
He's on 2 payrolls right now.
Yeah.
The Broncos contract definitely hurts. But for the Steelers, that's very nice. But yeah, I mean, overall, the game was fucking so awesome. It was everything you wanted. I feel like it was such a classic Lions game, the come from behind win. It shows we still got it because, we have dominated some games this year. It's nice to see you can fall behind and still come back and win that game.
Absolutely. It was great. It was everything I had hoped for in that matchup. I'm going to speak on it a little bit more in a second, but start with, was that the 2 best teams in the NFC, in your opinion, and then kind of break the game down a little bit?
No, I don't think that was the 2 best teams in the NFC. I'm going to give you a stat real quick. It was a fantastic game. I have this weird thing where I'm incredibly optimistic about things all the time when it comes to the Lions. So, I was not ever worried in that game, and I'll be very honest with you. I felt as though they are built to win games in a way that other teams can't. So it could be a grimy game. It could be a get up early and hopefully hold it. And I don't know, something about the offense is just awesome that I never really truly feel out of it. And if we have the secondary taking the ball away like we are right now, that's an absolute game changer. So here's a stat. There are 7 teams in the NFC with a plus point differential. 4 of them are in the NFC North. You want to hear what they are?
Yes.
Lions point differential, plus 62.
Oh my God!
Minnesota point differential, plus 61. Green Bay point differential, plus 43. Chicago Bears point differential, plus 47. The next closest one, Washington's plus 66, but no one else is even remotely close to any of those teams. I think potentially the 4 best teams in the NFC North and the NFC are in the North. All 4 of them are going to be the top 4.
Just
That's my
out
true
of
take. The only
curiosity.
other team I could see being as good as them is the Philadelphia Eagles long term.
Out of curiosity, do you have what's the Dallas Cowboys point differential? Do you have that?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Do we want to know for our sad-ass Cowboys people that like to come into our comments and get mad at my best friend Joey? The Cowboys are minus 42. Yup, you heard me right. They are, holy shit, they're 0-3 at home in Jerry's world. Yup, they are negative 42 point differential. Cowboys fans, if you don't know what that means, it means you have gotten scored on 42 more points than you've scored. Okay? Sound off. You're all soft. Your team sucks. You're crucified under Dak Prescott's contract, and Jerry Jones is going to die sad as hell because his team will never win.
Oh my God!
That was an AC 130 of hot takes on the Cowboys.
Sorry about it.
Oh man. Yeah. I just was curious.
I hate the Cowboys, and I hate their fans.
I was just curious. I just wanted to know what their point differential was. Thank you for that, Sark.
Yeah.
All right. I do think this was the 2 best teams in the NFC, and that's why I asked that question. Jet, I see where you're going with San Fran, and we'll talk about this when we get to the NFL picks because we're going to be picking that game. But Brock Purdy looks bad without all his weapons. CMC, nobody knows if he's going to play this season. Ayuk is out for this season. Deebo Samuel's in the hospital right now with pneumonia, and who knows when he's going to be back. Jordan Mason, the backup running back, has got a shoulder sprain. I literally think like 60-year-old Jerry Rice is going to be wide receiver 1 this weekend for them. So I just don't know. I don't trust him. But everybody comes back healthy? Yes, I agree with you.
CMC back first game in November. Breaking news, BBL Sports.
Confirmed?
Dude, that's a fantasy hopeful take right there. Yeah, that's the fantasy
Confirmed?
hopeful take.
Jet Li reported it first.
No,
He's back his first game in November.
In our fantasy league, Joey traded Jonathan Taylor for Christian McCaffrey minutes before he went on IR. And so he is praying that he comes back soon.
Now, that was a genius trade. Jonathan Taylor's been out.
Yeah.
Genius.
I drafted CMC 1-1, so it sucks. He's on my IR right now. Okay.
I'm
Really quick.
dominating my fantasy leagues.
Shut up, no one asked.
I don't think we asked.
I don't care. You don't have to ask. Listeners, I'm dominating my fantasy leagues. It probably will go downhill, but for now, killing it. Keep it going. Joey, how's your team doing?
This isn't a fantasy podcast, Stark.
Move on.
We don't talk fantasy football here, especially when my team's on a 3-game losing streak.
Could be. I'm on a 6-game winning streak.
Shh. All right.
11 total wins between 2 leagues in 6 weeks.
All right. We are going to talk. We're going to stick on the Lions, and we're going to break down the Titans game when we make the picks. So stick around. 20-ish minutes, we'll be breaking down the Lions-Titans game and our picks. But as we're going to be bringing on a guest here in a second to do something very special. And to kind of lead into this, did you guys see Maxx Crosby on the podcast? I believe it was either yesterday or today.
Yes.
And he said that he can't even open his phone because Lions fans are blowing it up. He threw out like Bears fans as well, and Vikings fans, some other teams. But he kind of tripled down on he wants to stay in Vegas. But he did throw out kind of that little nugget of, but it's not up to me. I'm not in 100% control here. So whatever happens, happens. So before we bring the guest on, I just want to know, I think I know where Stark's going to fall on this, but it's been floated at least 2 first-round picks, maybe 3 to get Maxx Crosby. Just don't need to go into detail. Just yes or no. Jed, if you're Bat Holmes, do you do it?
No.
A resounding no.
I say yes if it's 2. I'm sorry, but I do. I'm not going to dive too deep into it. But I would say yes if it's 2 first-round picks.
I just think it's like trading Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam Laporta for him.
That's what I'm saying too. Pick your poison.
Okay, now I am going to explain it a little bit. We've had so much draft capital that we have Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra. There's Big Mac Blaze. Welcome in really quick before I finish my take here. Making his first appearance on BBL Sports Talk, Mr. Mac himself, Blaze
Man,
Vanderbilt.
that jersey is crispy.
Right.
Show him the jersey, Blaze.
Wow.
Turn around.
Back up real quick. This is the DH Gate special.
Wow.
That is nice.
Cross. They left out the Y,
They forgot to put the Y.
and they want to give me the
That's so
refund.
cool.
So,
1-1.
but, hey, from the front though, you can't tell. Everyone
that's
knows
great.
it's Maxx Crosby.
Yeah.
So, Blaze, first off, welcome in.
I'm just
Episode
right.
15, BBL Sports Talk. Right as you hopped on, we were talking a little Maxx Crosby to the Lions, and the question I posed to these gentlemen were, if you were Brad Holmes and the cost to get Maxx Crosby was 2 to 3 first-round picks, would you do it, yes or no? You don't have to go into it, but just yes or no, would you do it?
100%.
See, that's a smart man right there.
I did
Now-
a little digging. I might be wrong because it was from September, but apparently the Lions have 31 mil left to spend. But that might be that. I don't know.
I think that's right.
That is accurate.
That is correct.
And in my mind, you guys might already said it. The best time for us to win a Super Bowl is the next 3 years. And you get Maxx Crosby on however long. You get Aiden back next year. I don't know how. Like, that is the most perfect setup across the board.
I couldn't have said it better myself,
Thank
Blaze.
you.
That is, that's what I was getting into right as you hopped on, and I just, yeah, who are you going to get in the draft that would have a bigger impact? And I understand the money situation, but who are you going to draft in the next 2 years that'll have a bigger impact on the team than Maxx Crosby?
Right.
When we did this show 2 weeks ago, I told Jet and Stark, nobody even bring up Maxx Crosby because it's not realistic. Well, now I'm the one that's fighting for
Yeah.
Maxx Crosby because it seems like it might be realistic. So, well, all right. Blaze is a special guest. Played golf at Eastern Michigan. He knows the campus. He knows the city of Ypsilanti well.
Very well.
He is he's an Eagle, a massive Lions fan, and we brought him on. He's going to be. Oh yeah, show the listeners your ring.
Oh.
Got the bling on.
That is his.
Athlete only issue.
Yeah, it's special.
Little van about it.
Not just anybody's getting that ring. And before we get into the picks, he's going to be our guest picker on college football this week. But before we get into the picks, we're going to open the floor up to Blaze. And we know Maxx Crosby probably watches this podcast. We think he does.
Heard.
So that's the rumor. So Blaze is going to speak directly to Maxx for a second and pitch him on why he should think about forcing his way to Detroit.
So there's a couple.
So Blaze,
things.
go ahead.
First off, Maxx Crosby's a Lapeer boy. My wife, happens to be from Lapeer. Talked to the father-in-law last week. He said there's whispers all around the city They want Maxx. That's right.
Breaking news? In
This
Lapeer
Lapeer?
has pull.
This is just a quote from the famous Wendy Wonder. The magic thing about home is that it feels good to leave, but it feels even better to come home. Come home.
Wow. I just got chills.
I cried when I read that. And also, you have Eastern Michigan and Michigan are an 8-minute drive apart from each other. You know, you're going to have Maxx Crosby and Aiden Hutchinson 8 feet apart from each other. It's too perfect. Get the white boys. Get the Michigan white boys. That's all we got. And I will immediately buy a Maxx Crosby jersey without a doubt.
With the Y?
With
No, you can't now.
Can't now. I do want to split it, and with the Y on the right side, so a little Eastern and Lions split.
That would be so sick.
Thank you.
Like the parent split jersey,
Right.
like the Kelsey jersey.
And I mean, he has a football field named after him in Ypsilanti. I mean,
Right down the road.
Literally, his name is on Michigan soil. Bring him home,
Max, come home.
please, Max.
Blaze, that is a compelling argument for Max to come home.
Yeah,
Blaze, thank you for
Told
that.
me, give away the first. I'm giving away 2 firsts now.
Thank you.
I also might be
Stark?
the only person with a Maxx Crosby Eastern Michigan jersey in the country.
Without a Y.
Definitely without the Y.
Without a Y.
But I had to do some digging in the depths of DHgate to find this jersey. Is that
I wouldn't be like mad if they got him, but I'm just a picks guy. I'm a Brad Holmes. My Twitter handle used to be Brad Holmes Slut, so
Ooh.
I'm a little bit. I love Brad Holmes with some draft capital.
What?
Don't
Okay.
dock the burner.
Yeah.
Used to be.
I'm finding that when we get home.
It was
All right.
it was Brad Holmes draft slut. That's what it was.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you for that touching tribute, Blaze, and
I like
message
that.
to Max. Let's bring him home. Let's get into college football picks of the week.
Yeah.
All right. So, and Blaze, you'll love to hear this. I'm going to give the listeners a quick update on where we stand through the season. This week, pretty good week for the boys. I went 3-2. Not very happy with my performance. Joey and Stark, you guys both went 4-1 this week. So solid
Let's
weeks out of
go.
you guys. On the season, I remain in the lead, 26-14. Jet, you're 24-16. Stark, you're 22-18. So
Coming
clearly
back.
know what we're talking about. If you're following any of our bets, you're in the green. You're winning money. All right, let's get into the picks. Blaze, you'll be making some guest picks. We are going to start off Friday night. I think this might be the game of the week. Like, this is the game that I might be the most excited to watch this week. And that is Janty and Boise traveling to Las Vegas, taking on UNLV. Boise, 3.5-point favorites on the road. Jet, you're going to kick us off tonight. Which side do you like?
I'm going UNLV. Don't want to get too much into it, but give me the home dog. And I'm sorry, I'm preying on Janty's downfall. I don't think he deserves Heisman. I want Travis Hunter to win it.
Wild. Stark.
Boise State. He's the best player in college football. He's an NFL.
Continue. Continue.
What are you laughing at?
Best player in college football. He's playing against the School of the Blind.
Yeah, but you can't laugh at that. That's not something you laugh at. He's truly dominating the sport right now, Joey.
Travis Hunter's playing both ways.
Who are they? Whatever, dude. Give me Boise. Janty's going to be a top 10 pick. He'll be a great running back in the NFL. He's electrifying. he's a bigger game changer right now in college football than anyone else. I don't care what you say. It doesn't matter how many snaps you play. I know Travis Hunter's awesome. He was my Heisman pick in this show. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think Janty runs all over UNLV. I think they're all right. They're a good team, but this is where their little undefeated Cinderella story comes to an end.
All right, you guys know how much I love Boise. Love Janty. I think he might be the best player in college football. Sorry, Jet. But with that being said,
Laugh at him.
love UNLV at home plus 3.5. Give me the Rebs plus 3.5. Sorry, Janty, but I'm taking UNLV. Blaze, who you like in this game?
I got Boise money line, and I think hammer Genty on every option. Over on yards, touchdowns, anything. Maybe even receptions. He might catch one.
His touchdown line might be 2.5 in this game. He's insane.
I don't know.
Still bet it.
I was going to say, versus Hawaii, I'm pretty sure for 3 it was minus 140.
That's insane. That is so insane. He's crazy. Again, I love Janty, but there's 22 dudes on the field, and UNLV is a complete team. I love their quarterback, so that's why I'm going UNLV. But, yeah, I definitely love the Janty props.
Genty's also almost 100 yards above Bear Sanders right now at the same point in the season.
It's crazy.
So,
Crazy. Well, all right, we'll move on to Game 2. Another potential for Game of the Week, because this involves a team that I love, and that is the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. That's not who I love. Traveling to Navy. Ranked, undefeated Navy. Better offensively than the Michigan Wolverines by a mile. Notre Dame laying 12.5 here. I will just go first. I love Navy. I'm betting Navy plus 12.5, and I'm betting them on the money line this week. Jet?
I'm sorry. This is the ugly pick, but give me the Catholics, give me the Fighting Irish. I do have to say, slightly biased here, I have a future. Sometimes for weddings, I don't do this for all of them, but sometimes if I know somebody's a fan of a team, I give them a future in their wedding card. And the wedding I was most recently at, I bought myself in on it, and I bought them in on it. Lions to win the NFC North, Notre Dame to make the college football playoff, came out to be like plus 500. Notre Dame has to win this week and probably look dominant. And yeah, so I will be rooting for that. I'll be taking Notre Dame.
did your card really get lost in the mail?
Yes. Oh, Stark, which side you on?
I'm going to take Notre Dame. It's a hard pick for me because I hate Kyle. We all know Kyle. And I just have a really hard time thinking that Army, Navy, either team, Air Force is, I respect Adam, I love Adam. Air Force is awful. But Army and Navy, respectable offenses this year. I'm talking about, what are they called? What are those colleges called?
Academies. The academies.
I can't see them beating a team like Notre Dame. Now, Notre Dame did lose to a MAC school this year. I just don't see that. No, the MAC's legit.
Thank you.
I just don't see that. We are MAC guys. I do not see them losing like 2 games in a year to teams that are viewed as inferior programs. And I think Army and Navy are sweet. I don't know why I keep saying both, because they're both pretty good. I think they're both undefeated.
They're both ranked. Yeah,
they're both
undefeated.
undefeated. I'm going to stay on track here.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Notre Dame. I think this is me. Like, my initial thought was Navy, and then I was like, fade yourself really quick. So this is a self-fade. I'm taking Notre Dame.
Blaze, you on the good side, bad side here?
I'm on the American side. If Ramy agrees. Well, I got Navy to cover, and I just don't have the funds, first off, to bet. But I would never take Navy to win straight up, but I hope for them. But Notre Dame did. I mean, the MAC is the Big Ten killers. Now that Notre Dame is in the MAC, or in the Big Ten, damn near.
reciprocity. They're in it.
Yeah, we're calling it that.
Conference. Sorry ass school.
Yeah. All right, I like it. I love Navy this weekend.
Yeah.
It is. If you haven't watched Army or Navy, it is so much fun. And
they're
that
good.
December 3rd, Army Navy game, this can be electric. Cannot wait.
And they're
all right.
simply playing for the love of the game. So they gotta go serve their country.
For the love of. Exactly.
Yeah.
Dogs. You got dogs on both teams.
Bunch of
All right.
dogs. That fullback on Navy is my dude. Texa or Tezza. You see him do that backflip in the end zone last week?
Yeah. No,
Be an
they're
NFL
nasty.
fullback.
They're nasty.
No,
All right.
he can't play in the NFL. Never mind.
Let's go. Well, he could get it like a special
Pardon.
He's very good.
pardon, a presidential pardon. Trump's got him.
Maybe
South
Tim
Korea.
Walz pardons.
Tim Walz.
All right, we're not getting political on the pod. All right, now we go to the Big Ten, Fighting Illini to Oregon. Oregon laying 21.5. Tough number, tough game to cap here. I hate Illinois and I hate Luke Altmaier, so give me Oregon. That's my analysis of the game. Blaze, we're gonna go to you second here.
Sweet. I just got Illinois against the spread. I think Oregon goes up big, throws in the backups, the walk-ons. They give up. I think they give up a field
back
goal,
door.
and Oregon's gonna win by 17. They're
Little
gonna
back
win by 18.
door.
They're gonna
I love
cover, and then or Illinois is gonna kick a field goal to bring it back.
The Bielema special.
Yeah.
I love it. Jet.
Give me Illini. I think that this game's tighter than it should be. Illinois is a gross team. I don't like them at all. But I just think Oregon's just been on too much of a train, and I don't think that they're that good. Not that good. They're a top 5 team in the in the nation, but I don't think they're like good enough to run through the entire season. So I'm gonna say Illinois keeps this one closer than 21.5.
All right, Starkey.
I hate that. Is this on? Oh, why is that on? I hate
lost
this.
your video.
I hate this pick because I like Oregon like 1,000 times over, but 20 points seems like a lot. I do love Joey's point. I don't know if Oregon's good enough to like steamroll teams like Michigan was last year. But I hate Illinois. I think 20 is just too many points. I agree with what Blaze said too. Like 17 points, I could see that. Similar to did Oregon cover against State? They didn't, did they?
No, last
Yeah.
Backdoor.
field goal.
Yeah, I could see another backdoor cover here. I think more than ever, and maybe I'm wrong, but college teams pulling quarterbacks out earlier in games than I've ever seen in terms of like keeping them healthy and stuff. So I don't know. I'd take Illinois. I don't think they're good, but 20 is a lot.
All right, I'm on an island. I took Oregon, but that's strictly for my hatred towards Luke Altmaier. So, no football analysis there. All right, Texas, coming off of a big loss. Now, Jet, I know you wanted to talk about how insane the picked up PI flag was. So, I guess now in college football, if you don't agree with a flag that is thrown, just throw beer on the field, and the refs will overturn it for you. Terrible flag that shouldn't have been thrown in the first place, but I have never seen that in my life, picking the flag up. It didn't help him, though.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, what an awful flag. It was
Terrible.
not pass interference at all, but never have I ever seen a flag picked. I've seen a flag picked up for pass interference, but not 5
In Dallas.
minutes.
In Dallas.
Yeah, yeah, but also not 5 minutes after the call. They're like, oh shit, they're about to riot, and they're like, we got to pick this up. And it was so funny. I mean, trash just raining on the field. You've got Sarkisian out there telling people to stop, and then all of a sudden, boom, they pick up a flag. What type of precedence does that set? Dude, I'm going to every game. I'm throwing shit on the field.
It's insane. But again, I'm glad that didn't affect the outcome of the game. Georgia still rolled. But maybe a get-right spot for Texas. They travel to Vandy. Vandy's ranked. Vandy is ranked, gentlemen. And but Texas is laying 18.5. Vandy's 18.5-point home dogs. Blaze, you're going to kick us off with this game. You riding with the Commodores or the Longhorns?
That's all I gotta say.
I love that.
Texas plus 18. I did hear that
Minus.
Vandy did put up. It's at home, right? At Vandy.
It's at Vandy.
I heard they put up netting, so they're prepared.
So they can't throw beer?
Can't throw beer. It's if they do bring a golf ball like the Ole Miss game, could get through the netting. But I think for now, give me Texas.
You're hooking them. I'm just going to go really quick. I'm also hook 'em. I think this is a get-right spot for Texas. I love the story of Vandy, but I just think I still think Texas might be the best team in the country. And so I think they absolutely roll Vandy. Jet. Hook 'em. Stark.
You guys are. Vandy's a damn good team, and I'm going to prove it to you right now.
Okay.
They beat a pretty good Virginia Tech team first game of the year in overtime. Virginia Tech's looking better now than they were. They beat Kentucky. They beat Alabama. They lost to Missouri by 3 in double overtime. And they've beaten the shit out of everyone except for one bad game against Georgia State. Here's what that tells me. They play up to their opponents. I'm taking Vandy. I'm taking the points. They might not win the game, but they do play good against big SEC opponents. So, Adam, you can look at me like I'm crazy. You don't know Dylan Pavia like I do. That team's got a bunch of dogs on it. I'm taking Vandy. Diego, that's what his name is. Diego. Yup, that's it. I knew it. Yeah, give me Vandy. Their backup quarterback's a 95 speed in NCAA football. So, I'm going to see that guy pop off.
All right, we get to our final college football game of the week. I don't want to watch this game. This is going to be my lock of the week, and I just spoiled it, but this is going to be my lock of the week. Michigan hosting the Spartans. Guys, this line opened at 9.5, and it has already been bet down to 3.5 points. Michigan laying 3.5 points. Michigan sucks. They have no offense. They have no quarterback. They have 4 first-round draft picks on this roster, but their coaches don't understand how to use them and how to call an offensive play, how to call a blitz, I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I don't want to go on a rant. Give me Michigan State big on Saturday. Like, the wrong team is favored here. Michigan State big. Give me the 3.5. Stark.
My rule is never, ever. And it's been working. I mean, I think every time we say it, they don't cover the spread. So, yeah, Michigan State's going to win this game outright. They just beat a better Iowa team. Michigan should be shitting their pants right now. Sherrone Moore should be packing his bags just in case. You know what they should do? Adam, you know what they should do? They should start Jaden Davis. They should throw the Hail Mary, say anything else is absolute dog shit. Here you go, kid. Take a shot. Here's your transfer portal like interview, but we need you right now because they're going to get trounced. That game last week was so fucking bad. It was awful. They're a terrible football team. I don't know how they keep being favored. Michigan State will beat them unless they do something drastically different. Joey,
I'm curious to get your take on this because there's one way that Michigan can win this game.
I know the one. I agree with you, Adam.
Are you guys familiar with the butterfly effect?
Like the Travis Scott song?
Yes, exactly. That's going to be what Styles had, yeah. No, butterfly effect is like one small thing has the effect, can change the effect of like the outcome or the future for a bunch of different things. And I think that this game is so huge because I think that it dictates legacies for both these coaches. I think that if Michigan wins this game, like, oh my God. I mean, I think that Smith's in for some shit. Granted, first-year coach for both of them as head coach of their programs. But if Sharon Moore wins this game, like, all is right in the world. Like, he doesn't have a quarterback. I'm telling you, he doesn't have a quarterback. He can justify other losses. Like, hey, we're coming off hangover season. We lost everyone to the draft, like my first year as a head coach. But guess what? We beat Michigan State. Whatever. All is right. You can justify the rest of the season. If he loses this game, I think that it's obviously not hot seat as a first-year coach, but if he doesn't have a good next season, I think that it could cut ties, go for somewhere else. The program is looked at in higher standards of having 2 bad years in a row. And then for Jonathan Smith, I think that if you lose this game, it's like, wow, we can catch Michigan on a down year. And, you know, our defense has looked awesome this entire year. I do think that MSU wins. I think they win a tight one. You know, there's always ulterior factors when there's like a big rivalry like this. And fuck Michigan fans that say this isn't a big rivalry. This is such a big rivalry. I think that
we don't care, little bro.
Yeah, if ADs are coming up to either coach and talking that there's like a must-win for them with the way the programs are going this year, it's like, hey, all will be right if you win this game, and all is going to be right when MSU wins. And I think that they win a tight one, but I think they do win. And definitely cover whatever number you give me, 3.5, 9.5. Fuck, I think preseason you could have gotten this at like 14.
21.5.
Yeah, it was something crazy. So, that's wild. But yes, give me MSU.
Blaze, you riding with the whole squad, or you going big blue here?
This is my goalpost game of the week. I think Michigan wins on a last-minute drive. Fans storm the field. They take the goalpost to the Huron River. Goalpost game of the week.
I'd be so happy if they did that. What a fucking loser program if you storm the field for beating Michigan at home.
Oh,
I would
Blaze.
fully support that as a fan.
Now, Blaze, do they cover the 3.5, or does State cover the 3.5? Like, does Michigan win and cover?
I think it's going to be similar to the LSU, Texas A&M 7 OT. They don't cover. Michigan State goes for 2, misses it. Michigan goes down, scores, goes for 2, gets it. Michigan State against the spread, Michigan straight up. Goalpost game
love
of the
it.
week.
Goalpost game of the week.
Yep.
Yeah, if Michigan fans are storming after beating the 3-4, 4-3 Michigan State, we got problems in Ann Arbor, but I still love it. I'm for it. At this point, we'll take anything. All right, well, Blaze, thank you so much for joining the show. We got to get you back on. This is Big Mac Blaze. Check him out on social media. If you want to know anything about the MAC conference, MACtion, anything that's happening, I mean, this man,
Boots on the
he
ground.
epitomizes these boots on the ground. This man, when you think of Eastern Michigan coming out on the field, breaking the cinder block wall with sledgehammers, that's this man right here.
Yep.
So, but
Harold Fannin is the best player in the MAC. Do you know who Harold Fannin is?
Hey, I know Cole Snyder. And Man.
Harold Fannin.
He's good. He's all right. All right. With that being said, Blaze, salute. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your night.
All right.
And we'll see you back on the program at some point. You'll be back on
Go Eagles.
breaking down some action. Go Eagles. All right, gents. We're gonna switch gears and we're gonna make our NFL picks.
Before we do NFL picks, can we get into lock of the week?
Yes. You know
You
what?
touched on yours briefly.
Do we want to make all the picks first? Because my lock's in college, but is your guys' lock in the NFL or college?
Mine
I say we
is
start
from-
making our own locks.
Well, here's what
That's
we
what we're
do.
doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I say we all agree on one. I don't know if you read the text, but we all put our locks out there, and then we agree on whose we want to use, and you come with stats. Because I have the stats laid out here.
Okay.
And I'm excited about this one.
All right. Well, all right. Let's do it. Let's hop into locks, and then we'll make our NFL picks. Jet, why don't you lead us off? Why don't you go first?
I'm going to paint a quick picture for you guys, and I need your undivided attention.
Please do. Start.
Sorry.
All right. This is Team A. Team A has thrown 9 interceptions in 7 games. Team B has thrown 9 interceptions in 7 games. Team A has picked off their opponent 5 times out of 7 games. Team B has picked off their opponent 8 times in 7 games. I feel like both those numbers are pretty high for A, turnovers. You're turning the ball over a lot. But B, intercepting the ball 8 times in 7 games, that's pretty big. I think 5 out of 7 is above average, too. If I were a gambling man, I'd say that's above average. Do you know what 2 teams I am going over with this week?
Is one of them Minnesota?
Team A and Team B are playing each other.
Are we in the league or college? That's going to help me.
We are in college.
Oh.
I was going to say Michigan State, but I do not think either team has 8 picks. But I think both teams have thrown 9 picks.
Is it Oklahoma Ole Miss?
Adam is right. It is Michigan State. Michigan State has intercepted the ball 8 times.
Wow.
They have an interception in every single game but Boston College.
Wow.
And mind you, they only picked off Prairie View 1 time. They picked off FAU twice. They picked off Oregon twice. They picked off Ohio State once. And they picked off Iowa once.
Do have 8, yeah.
Michigan has 2 picks against Fresno, none against Texas, but 1 in every other game but Illinois. Obviously, thrown is a little bit of a gray area when it comes to Michigan because every single quarterback has a couple picks. But they've gone 1 against Fresno, 2 against Texas, 3 against Arkansas State. They did not throw any against USC. They kept the ball on the ground pretty much the entire game. But then 1 against
36
Minnesota,
yards passing
1
in
against
that game.
Washington. Yeah, and then 1 against Illinois. So I am really liking either team to throw an interception. There is no line on player props at the moment for the college game, but I know last time Aiden Childs was, I think, minus 180 to throw a pick. I'm going to say whoever is starting for Michigan will be around the same line. I like either of them. I like both of them parlayed. I think that there will be interceptions in this game. So I will let you guys decide whether or not you want to take either of those guys to throw an interception, whether that be Tuttle or Childs. But Michigan State's defense is good.
Really like the parlay, both guys. I like Childs to throw one, and it sounds like it's going to be Tuttle. Dude, Tuttle's throwing one. Doesn't matter who it is. They're throwing one. The only way Michigan doesn't throw an interception is if they go full-on triple option, veer type offense. So I really like that.
Hey, who's the guy in the comments that got mad about you calling him Army?
Yeah, what's his? Yeah, because I said Michigan's offense is Army. Chill out, bro. Whatever that guy's name was. Chill out, pal. Army's better, I promise. Okay, to piggyback off of yours, I kind of already spoiled it what my lock of the week is. I'm just, you threw out your stats, and keep that in mind. So Michigan is turning the ball over at a 9-5 rate, 9-8 for Michigan State. It's actually higher than that because that doesn't include fumbles. Michigan State is the better football team. Michigan State has the better quarterback. Michigan State has the better skill players on offense. Michigan State's defense is more opportunistic and better at getting turnovers, which I can't believe I'm saying that at this point in the season. Michigan State is the team in the school that gets up to come play this game because, Joey, you are right. This is a rivalry game, but for whatever reason, one school treats it like a rivalry game, the other school doesn't, as far as in the locker room. And The wrong team is favored here. My lock of the week is going to be MSU plus 3.5, but I will absolutely be betting them money line. There's my rant. Stark.
I'm gonna go to the league. I don't really like college football for picks. This one pains me, but I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears minus 2.5 against the Washington Commanders. And let me explain why. I believe that the Washington Commanders defense is not very good. I had a stat pulled up here. Give me 1 second. They were the 32nd worst team against the pass, and then over the last couple weeks, well, after last week against Carolina, who sucks, they went up to 18th. So they're not good against the pass, and Jaden Daniels is probably out for a week at least with his rib injury. X-rays were negative. He'll be good. He'll be fine. I just don't think they're going to risk anything with him, especially with a good record like they have. And I think the Bears coming off a bye, coming off a couple like really good Caleb Williams games, this could be a dangerous spot for Washington. Even if Jaden Daniels is healthy, I don't see him running the ball. Guys, the Bears' defense is awesome. I don't think they've given up more than 21 points this year yet. Chicago minus 2.5 is my absolute lock of the week. Caleb Williams is starting to play like the player we thought he was. And my big thing here is if Jaden Daniels was like 100% healthy, I don't think I would ever make this my lock of the week, but that's a massive factor. Marcus Mariota comes in if he's out. Played great last week, but Carolina's really, really bad. So I love the Commanders long term. I love them for fantasy. I know it's not a fantasy podcast. Sorry, guys. But I really do like Chicago against them this week. They're going to get better and better and better. Keenan Allen looked good last time they played. I was thinking about the team today. Early in the year, hating on them. They didn't look good. They had no mojo. You fast forward 7 weeks, and all of a sudden, DeAndre Swift is playing awesome. Keenan Allen is looking good. Rome Odunze is playing a role where he's getting big plays. Cole Kmet is a very good player. DJ Moore is DJ Moore. Like, he's awesome. They do have one of the best rosters in the league in terms of skill. And if Caleb Williams, I don't even think it's him. I think it's their offensive line. I just don't see Washington getting pressure. Like, they'll crumble against a team that has a really good pass rush or a really good D-line. But I think this is my lock. Minus 2.5, Bears. 425
I like
Sunday.
it. They do. I do think it's Marcus Mariota, who, by the way, is the Lamar Jackson of Ryan Fitzpatrick's. He'll be under center for Washington this weekend, but I like it. And I think this is what we're going to do. I mean, those are our locks of the week. And then what we're going to do is we're going to chat collectively. And by Friday night, we will be posting the official BBL lock of the week because we got to start getting better with it. Everything we touch right now has been bad, and we're trying this out. I like this a lot better. Joey, great suggestion. So the official BBL lock of the week will get posted on our socials Friday night or Saturday morning. Depends on what we go with. Are we going with the college? Are we going with college? Or are we going with the league? So, but there you go, locks of the week. And with that, let's get into the picks in the NFL.
Let's go.
All right. Quick little NFL update. Season long, I'm sitting at 17-13. Jet is at 16-14. Noted he went 0-5 week 1. Stark is sitting at 13-17.
Brutal.
Last week, Jet and I went 3-2. Starkey went 2-3. So big bounce back week. Big opportunity for a bounce back this week. We're going to start Thursday Night Football. Minnesota going to L.A. to play the Rams. Rumors that Stafford's on the trade block. Rumors that Kupp's on the trade block. The Vikings are only laying 3 here. Joey, we're going to go to you first. What do you like?
I am going to test out the Lions theory of after you play the Lions, you fall apart next week. Give me the Rams. This line's weird as hell. Like, apparently the second best team in the NFC, according to BBL Slim. They should be way bigger favorites. So give me the Rams.
Who you taking? Rams, Vikings.
I'm going to take the Vikings. I think something's wrong in I don't think something's wrong in LA, but the rumors that they're all getting shopped, I think they're just social media rumors. But I said it early, that first game against the Lions was like going to be their best game of the year, at least for a while, because it was a big emotional game. They lost it. I do think Minnesota's good. I think their defense is very, very good. And they have a good O-line. Darnold kind of has to play good for them to be okay. But, like, Justin Jefferson's absolute game changer. Aaron Jones looked really good last week. Yeah, give me Minnesota.
All right, I'm going Rams here. This line makes no sense. You guys know my rule. I do think Minnesota's the second best team in the NFC, and I don't know. I guess if you think about it, it makes sense. Short week, got to travel out west. Just played the Lions in a super emotional game and in a loss. Give me the Rams. Don't need to go much deeper. All right, let's go to Cincy, where the Bengals are hosting the Eagles. Two teams where something feels a little off. Higher expectations for both of these teams than what they've turned out to be. Cincy laying 1.5. I will start this game off. I think Cincy's a much better team than Philly. I think they have a better – I shouldn't say that. I think Cincy has a better chance of getting it right than Philly does. Something is off in Philly. I wish Philly was a better team, but give me Cincy minus 1.5 at home here. Jet.
I don't know what it is about these damn birds, but I love them. I think it's a Jalen Hurts thing. I think he's a locker room guy. I really do. And also, my old boss used to always play motivational clips from Jalen Hurts every week, and it just always would hype me up. I do like him. And for some reason, I think the Bengals, just that week one loss to the Patriots, has just left a bad taste in my mouth. I think they suck. Give me the Eagles. Big.
Starkey.
I'm with Joey. Give me the Eagles, and potentially big. I watched a little bit of the game last week. Their defensive line is starting to click. Jalen Carter was a monster. I think they had 8 sacks. He looked so good. Nolan Smith looked really good too. And I remember when he got drafted, he's this long, tall DN that's super fast. And with Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, like Jalen Hurts looks good. Ooh, this is a scary football team. Saquon Barkley is the big difference between last year and this year. I knew he was going to have that monster week last week. Give me the Eagles big here. I think they might go on a little rampage because we haven't seen their full offense yet. And so if that starts to click, I mean, watch out.
All right, I'm on an island here. Game 3. And Stark, I don't even have to – you already explained this. Chicago, Washington, Chicago coming off the bye, 2.5-point favorites. Stark's on Chicago. It's his lock of the week. I'm also on Chicago because Jaden Daniels isn't playing. I don't think he's playing. If he was playing, I'd think about this a little harder, but I don't think he's playing, so I'm going to take Chicago. I like him minus 2.5. Jet.
Squad ride.
Let's go.
I like Chicago too.
Let's go. All right. Let's go to Sunday night. NFC Showdown in San Francisco. Our favorite team, the Cowboys, coming off of a bye in San Fran. San Fran, 4.5-point favorites. Stark, we're going to start with you on this one. You like the Cowboys or the Niners?
Oh, I hate both these teams right now. I don't like this game. I'm going to take the Cowboys because they're coming off a bye. Are they coming? Yeah, they're coming off a bye. Are they coming off a bye?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Okay. Cowboys coming off a bye. Niners something's wrong there, man. Obviously, injuries are a huge problem. Purdy doesn't look that good. Yeah, Cowboys get right a little bit. I still don't think they're good. I'll take them in this game. I think both these teams are on a downward trend in terms of like being one of the top dogs in the league. So this is a poopy fest game for me. I don't like either of these teams.
Jet.
The Cowboys are a bottom 5 team in the NFL. The Niners smoke them similar to what they did last year to them.
Jet.
Don't say it. No, don't you dare.
I want to be on your side here.
No.
I want to be on your side here so bad because I hate Dak and I hate the Cowboys. But the Cowboys
Remember
are
what
coming.
they did to us versus the Saints.
That. You know what? No, I'm not second guessing myself here. Brock Purdy sucks. Okay, Brock Purdy sucks when he doesn't have weapons to throw to, when he doesn't have the best running back in the NFL in his backfield. Like I said earlier, they might be bringing Jerry Rice, who's 70 years old, out of the stands to be wide receiver 1 in this game. I have no idea who's catching passes in this game. And coming off of the bye, this is one of those games where Dallas comes in and wins, and then all of a sudden First Take is talking about, are they Super Bowl contenders? Like, no, they just came off the bye and had 2 weeks to prepare. This is one of those games. This is one of those fake Cowboys are good games. Give me Dallas plus 4.5. I'm sorry, Jet. I almost threw up saying that. All right.
Full disclosure, I do hate the line. I hate taking 4.5-point favorites. It's like that weird area where it's like, what does 4.5 mean? It's more than a field goal, less than a touchdown. It doesn't really make sense, but I can't take the Cowboys with the way they've looked this year.
Fair. It's fair. I'm not knocking you for it. All right. Last game of the night. Lions at home playing the Titans. This line opened at 11.5, got bet down to 10.5. I don't think the Jamo news is gonna swing the line a point, but who knows? Maybe it was the Jamo news. I am gonna kind of lay the groundwork here. I do think this might be a little bit of a trap game. I mean, look at the data. Look at the data on double-digit favorites so far in the NFL this year. Don't believe a single one is covered yet. Which is a scary stat. Secondly, you got the Packers next week. You've got Houston the week after. You're coming off of an emotional win in Minnesota. Just a little bit of a trap spot for the Lions. But if there is a team that is immune to a trap game, it is this Lions team coached by Dan Campbell. And look at what is going on with Tennessee. No D-Hop. Who'd they trade? I can't think of his name. They traded their stud linebacker to Seattle today.
Javon Baker.
They are in sell mode, and Mason Rudolph is under center. Give me the Lions by 14. I'm going to take them to cover. Jet?
I will take the Lions, and we don't even need to do this segment anymore. I know that Stark and I will take them every single week.
I can't believe, Adam. I'm going to go back. When the fuck did you bet against the Lions?
He took them the only week they didn't cover, and it was versus the Buccaneers.
I just want to throw that out there. I picked against the Lions.
I have a very, very, very big problem with people who bet against the Lions that are fans of them. I don't care. Look, I have vendettas against people that did it that would always used to bet against them when they were bad. Ugh, disgusts me. I'm taking the Lions. Adam, nope. I'm not getting it. No, you can't speak on it. You bet against them and they lost. Nice. I'll take the Lions. I think they dominate. Nope, don't talk. You bet against the Lions. I do think Tennessee has a very sneaky good defense. I don't know if it's sneaky good, but their defense is good. Their offense is just so bad. So their only real strength has been Tony Pollard this year, and I don't think he's going to do much against the Lions. I don't think they're going to worry too much about the pass. So big Gibbs game again. I think we see another big Gibbs game here. I'm done.
All right. With that, we are going to cash out here. Nice episode, gentlemen. Went a little longer than we usually do, but nothing wrong with that. If you're listening, we appreciate you as always. Make sure you're subscribed to YouTube, following us on all the socials. We'll have our lock of the week out in the next couple days. And drop your hot takes in the comments. Or text them to Joey personally if you've got his number.
Yeah,
one of the
please
two.
Text me. And then also, I would like you each to shout out one listener. Shout out one listener.
Okay.
I got mine.
You go first, Stark.
I'm going to shout out my boy, real good friend of mine, one of my favorite golf partners, gave me this football jersey. Shout out Dr. Virgos. I know he listens to these episodes. You're a true dude. We love you. I personally love you a lot. Go Lions. Go Nick Virgos. Dr. Virgos, the man.
Jet.
I will be tailgating with Dr. Virgos for the Michigan State game. Excited for that one. He is a greener that was converted, young blue guy, but now a true greener, which I always appreciate.
I might be joining you guys.
Oh, at the tailgate or in Michigan State fandom?
No, never there. At the tailgate.
Shout out Josh Vandergraff, a listener. This will be getting played tomorrow in his and while he's working. So shout out.
Shout out Josh.
Shout out Josh. I'm gonna shout out Drew, my uncle Drew, my cousin Drew, who listens in from South Carolina. He's been tailing our picks. He texts me. He's been tailing our picks, our gambling picks. Not the BBL locks, like our picks, because we're doing a lot better. Yeah, we're doing a lot better on the picks. But, no, shout out to Drew. I know he listens week in, week out. He's a big Michigan fan, massive Lions fan. So he's a big fan of the pod. We appreciate you, Drew. And I'm
Thank you, Drew.
I'm going to be sending you a text this weekend. We're going to be talking some bets. So,
Our group
all right,
chat,
Jess.
too. We love you guys. You guys are awesome. We look forward to the criticism tomorrow.
With that being said.